Hey everybody, welcome to Frannie's Hair, and do I have a great set of wigs for you to see today. I loved all of these wigs. Raquel Welch sent me 5 of their newest wigs, and wait till you see them. As usual, I'm filming the introduction after filming the video so that you can see the wigs right out of the box. You'll get to see exactly what you're getting. And right now, most Raquel Welch styles are 35% off over at frannieshair.com for our Memorial Day sale. So make sure you check them out. All right, let's get to looking at these wigs. Okay, these are in no particular order. I just pulled the first one out of the box, and it is Tailored Allure, size average, and it's in shaded iced latte macchiato. Let's open her up. Okay, and here she is, packed in the box. Take a look there. And let's just take a look at the cap first. Okay, so you have an extended lace front, ear tab to ear tab, a full mono top, and it is hand tied. So you can see this hand tying here. In the back, you have some closed wefting near the nape, which is sometimes used for the way the wig lays to make it lay flatter or for structure and strength. Your ear tabs have, it feels like silicone to me, and there's stitching here if you want to take it off. Now the difference between silicone and polyurethane is usually polyurethane doesn't have any grab and you'll use adhesive with it. It's a flat, smooth surface, whereas silicone has a little grab, and that's why I'm thinking this is silicone. You have that same material here at the nape, and again the stitching, if you don't like it, you can take it off. I personally like the silicone, and so it's an extended nape, and you have Velcro adjusters, and let's take a look at the stretch. Not much stretch at all. Okay, so I'll keep that in mind when I try it on. Let me see where the adjusters are. I'm going to put them all the way out. Just gives me a better idea of fit, and then I can let you know. Okay, so I have them all the way out. All right, let's take a look at this style here. Ooh, pretty. I'm going to put her on. I like to do this so you see her right out of the box, and we'll also put a stock photo up here so you can compare exactly what comes out of the box to the stock photo. Okay, right off the bat, this is loose on me. I'd have to adjust it in, and we'll talk about my measurements. Adorable style. Look at this. Oh my gosh. I love this. All right, without doing anything to it, I'm just going to spin and show this to you. So pretty. Okay. I am liking this one. Okay, let's talk about the style and what Raquel Welch was going for with this style. Okay, it says, a short layered bob with deconstructed shape that blends the essence of a chin-length cut with easy wearability of a short cut. And I really do like this layer here. I think it's so pretty. And here, and yet you still have the bob. Flirty side swept fringe, jawline framing pieces, a textured nape, and fullness through the crown all work together in this beautiful silhouette. Really so nice. All right, let's take a look at our lace front here. There you go. You can see it. I like when they bring the highlights up here to the front, so it's not just all dark knots. Let's take a look at the monofilament top. So here's where it came parted, and probably where I'd leave it parted. I like a left side part, but if you want to change that, you can. You can see that there. Now she's a heat-friendly wig, so if you want to change the part, that's really easy to do and to set with some heat. I like to do that so that the part stays in the new spot where I like it. Okay, so let's take a look at the ear tabs so we can get an idea of the coverage. Really nice coverage. I'm not even seeing, I have a little bit out here, but that's it. Beautiful coverage. And, you know, I always like to check behind the ear to make sure that the cap is not sitting on my ear. And I am horrible at showing this to you. I apologize. But there is space between the cap and my ear. I hope you can see that. This is so comfortable and so light feeling. Let's talk about the dimensions. Okay, so first, let's talk about my measurements. My circumference is 21 inches. Ear to ear, I'm 12 inches. Forehead to nape, I'm 12.25 inches. My face, hairline to chin, is 8 inches. My forehead is 3 inches. My neck is 3 inches. And the width of my face is 9 inches. If you don't know how to take your measurements, no worries. I have a video that shows you how to do that. And it's really important to know your measurements so that when you're watching a wig reviewer, especially if they give their measurements, you can compare yourself to them and get a better idea of how a wig is going to look and fit on you. Also, when you know the measurements of the wig, for example, if the fringe comes down 8 inches, I know it's coming right to my chin because that's the length of my face. So you'll have a better idea of how that wig's going to look on you. All right, so let's talk about the measurements of Tailored Allure. The front, 7.5 inches, so tad shorter than my face. The crown, 9.25 inches. The sides, 6.5 inches. The back, 6.5 inches, and I'm wondering where they're measuring that from. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's one of the layers. The nape is 3 inches, and she weighs just 2.9 ounces and really feels so light. Now, as far as density goes, I would say this is a lower density wig, and I don't feel any permatease up here, which I wouldn't expect with the hand tying and with the monofilament top. Permatease is often used to hide wefting, and the only wefting we have is closed wefting back here. And I'm not feeling any permatease in this wig. So for you ladies who don't like permatease and like something lower density, this is a great style. Okay, so let's talk about this color, Shaded Ice Latte Macchiato. It's a cool, rooted color. And I would say it is definitely on the cooler side when I stand back and you can see these cool pieces around my face. There is a tad bit of warmth, but it definitely leans toward a cooler tone. As I said, it's rooted, which I prefer when I'm wearing a blonde because I have the darker eyebrows and I feel like it brings the whole look together. And it's described as a honey blonde shaded with cool blonde and dark brown roots, and hopefully you can see all of that there, and I will be taking it outside for you and through the house so you can see it in all different lighting. All right, let me try the glasses on. Under the ear tab, I can feel it a little bit. It's not bad. Over the ear tabs, that's probably how I'd wear it. No problem. All right, let's take this color outside. Okay, here we are outside. It is so sunny and warm already today. This is Shaded Iced Latte Macchiato, so hopefully you can see the honey blonde, the cooler blonde here coming around the face, and the brown rooting. All right, and let's go through the house. I am loving this wig. I think she's a new favorite. And moving on to the next, which is Effortless Style, also in an average size. And if I didn't mention sizing on this, I would say I could take it in a little bit, but that this is probably a true average. I didn't feel a lot of stretch when I was looking at the cap. Okay, so Effortless Style, also in an average, in Shaded Iced Cappuccino. And here we go. We'll open her up. You can see she is a wefted piece. And let's take a look at her cap. All right, so this is interesting. She has a basic front. So there's no lace front here. But you do have monofilament part right here. And it looks like it's a left side part here. You have your felt or velvety ear tabs there. your extended nape in that nice soft material, Velcro adjusters. I'm just going to make sure they're all the way out again. I like to try it on all the way out to keep everything the same so that we can compare. And then as far as stretch goes, there's more stretch in this one, I would say, than in this one. And the open wefting here provides some stretch. And as far as permatease goes, there may be some around the part. I don't really feel anything. Yeah, I'm not feeling much of anything, if any at all. And let's look at the style. Here we go. All right, this looks like it's going to be another bob. Take this lady off, although I really don't want to. I am loving tailored Allure. So here we go. This is Effortless Style in Shaded Iced Cappuccino. Okay, definitely I would need to take this in. Definitely. So I'm going to say this one goes to an average or maybe even a little bit larger than an average because it does have that stretch. Let me just push the ear tabs in here. And I don't want to do too much of it styling or anything. Just want to show it to you right out of the box. Adorable. Here we go. Really cute. I think this one I might even put behind my ear a little bit. That would be really cute. Now you don't have the lace front, but if you let it kind of hang down like this, you can't tell. Another thing you could do is if you wanted a bang, you'd probably have to trim it somewhat. I know that I would, or even a little wispiness on the sides. You could do something like that. But I think this would actually look really cute with a bang too. So that's a thought. Okay, now I noticed when I looked at Effortless Style on the computer, the description, it mentions that it has ultra thin nape adjusters. So let's just take a look at that again so that we can see what those look like. There you go. So those are the ultra thin nape adjusters. Now let me look at the other style just to compare and see if there's a difference. It seems to be the same size, so maybe they consider all of their adjusters ultra thin. But I just wanted to point that out because it did say that. So that's what they're considering, ultra thin nape adjusters. Okay, so let's talk about the style. This chic cut defines modern ease and confidence. Lightweight, easy, and ready to wear straight from the box. And I think you could definitely wear this straight from the box. Perfectly polished for those get up and go days. A low maintenance look that keeps things simple yet striking. And this also is a heat friendly wig, so you can change it up. But such an easy style. And like I said, I'd probably put it behind my ear. That would be really cute. Could do that. Maybe cut a bang into it. Adorable. Okay, now, as I said, she has no lace front. So you have the hard front there. So it's not really something that you'd want to accentuate. And that's why a bang could be great in this, but leaving it down like this also, you can't tell. You do have the left side part, so hopefully you can see that there. And the width of the part, I would say you pretty much have to keep the part where it is. You might be able to move it a tiny bit, but I think you'd probably keep it where it is. All right, the measurements. The front, 5.5 inches. So that's why if I wanted a bang, I would have to trim it because my forehead is 3 inches. The crown, 7 inches. The side, 5 inches. The back, 7 inches. And I'm going to find out what they mean by that back measurement so that I can be more specific about that. Because they also have a nape measurement, which is from the nape, and that's 2 inches. And she weighs just 3.1 ounces, so really nice and light. And like I said, there may be some permatease around here hiding the wefting, but it's not a lot. It's not like a really poofy permatease or anything like that. And she feels low density. Let's take a look at the ear tabs. Here we go. So again, You get really good coverage with these. I have maybe just a tiny bit sneaking out. Anything gray is mine. And then as far as where she's sitting, the cap, I have plenty of room. I hope you can see that above my ear. So she's not sitting on my ear. And the reason I check that is if it's sitting on my ear, it can rub and become irritating. So I have no issues with this doing that. All right, let's take a look at the color Shaded Iced Cappuccino, which is considered a cool, rooted color. So hopefully you can see that there. And it's described as a light brown, shaded with a medium blonde and dark roots. I actually think this does lean cool, but there is some warmth in it. So it's neutral to cool, I would say. And we'll take a look at it outside. It changes in the lighting, so you can see it differently in the lighting. All right, let's try on the glasses under the ear tab. Comfortable. And over the ear tabs, also comfortable. And I meant to say, as far as space in the crown, there's not a lot of excess space, even though I could tighten the adjusters. So again, I'm going to say this one goes average and maybe slightly larger than average. Okay, let's take this color outside. This is Shaded Ice Cappuccino. Hopefully you can see the colors here. The brown, the medium blonde, the rooting. Okay, you take you around the head. And let's go through the house. The beauty of this wig is that it's shorter, so even though it's heat friendly, it's not going to hit on your clothing, and that's what can make the fibers at the ends really wear more quickly. Great throw and go style. Okay, next up we have Sleek Sophistication, again in size average, and the color Shaded Wheat. This looks like it's going to be a longer girl, judging by the box. Yes, it is. Here we go, another open wefted wig. And let's take her out. And we'll look at the cap. Okay, so just like Effortless Style, which I'm wearing, this has no lace front. It's your basic front here, and a left monofilament part. And there may be a little permatease again, but it doesn't feel like a lot. You have your velvet ear tabs and the extended velvet nape with those ultra thin Velcro adjusters. And let me just adjust those out. And let's check for stretch. And again, this has some stretch. So we will see how this fits in comparison to this one. I'm expecting it to be similar since the cap is the same style. I already know I love the color Shaded Wheat. So here's your style. It's a long style, and it looks like it has a shorter layer in the front there. Yeah, definitely room in this one. I would definitely take it in. Ooh, so pretty. Look at this. Wow. For you girls who like a long style, this is really pretty. And you could use it for updos as well, quite easily. Yeah, I would definitely be taking it in. Okay, without fussing with it too much, we'll put this stock photo up here so you can compare, and then I will spin for you. Really pretty. And let's take a look at what they say about the style. She is heat friendly, so you can change up this style any way you would like. All right, it says long silky strands and a modern curtain bang. So you can see the curtain bang here, which I really like. Just add something around the face. Exude confidence and elegance. The smooth texture and natural shine give this style instant impact. We've kept it simple so you can bring the drama. And like I said, for this one, the styles are limitless. Of course, you could curl it and all of that because it's heat friendly. You have plenty for a ponytail or some sort of updo if you are more talented than me. Something like that. And the beauty of that is you still have this little curtain bang in the front, so when it's up, that's really pretty. Okay, let's take a look. The front is a hard front, so you do not have that lace front there. And I'm going to say that this goes to average and even a little bit larger because I definitely have room in here to tighten. And there was that stretch. She has the left mono part. Again, that same width part. I'd probably keep the part where it is. It's not a really wide monofilament there. You could probably move it a tiny bit, but I would probably keep it in the same spot. Let's check the ear tabs. Okay, so again, nice coverage. Only a teensy bit showing there. And if we look behind the ear here, let's see if I can get this hair out of the way. It's a lot of hair. Yep, not sitting on the top of my ear, which is really nice. Her measurements. Her front is 8 inches. Well, there you go. The length of my face. The crown, 19 inches. Nice long crown. The sides, 16 inches. The back, 16 inches. The nape, 14 inches. So 16 inches, whatever they're counting for the back, is 2 inches above the nape. So I'm not sure if that's just picking a spot above the nape to the bottom or not. Again, I will check on that. And she weighs 6.2 ounces. Now she is a very long wig, but she doesn't feel heavy, even though that 6.2 number could seem heavy. She really doesn't feel heavy at all to me. As far as density goes, I'm going to say she's still lower density, and I do feel some permatease in here. Not real poofy permatease, but probably there to hide the wefting. Okay, let's talk about the color Shaded Wheat. Shaded Wheat is a warm, you can see that totally, a warm rooted color. And it's described as a warm medium blonde with medium brown roots. Okay, and let's try on the glasses. Under the ear tabs, no problem. Over the ear tabs, no problem. All right, let's take this color outside. Here's your color, Shaded Wheat. Such a beautiful, warm color. All right, we'll go back in through the house. You can even see the different lighting when I walk into the shade under the trees here. Here we are in the house. I'll go toward the light in the kitchen so you can see it lit up. Here we go. So pretty. Love it. Okay, next up we have Timeless Charm in Shaded Honey Pecan. And I'm judging by the box color that this is probably going to be another basic front with a left mono part. I'm thinking it's the same cap construction based on the box color. We'll see. Okay, so it's an open wefted wig. Okay, and let's take a look at the cap construction. As I thought, it has that same no lace front. And by the way, these fronts are velvet, so they are comfortable. And it has that left side mono part. And just take a look at the width of the monofilament there. So you can move the part anywhere within there. I would probably keep it where it is for myself, but you do have a little bit of room. Again, there's probably a little bit of permatease, but I don't feel anything poofy. You have your velvet ear tabs, your velvet extended nape, your Velcro adjusters, those ultra thin adjusters, and I'm going to just move them out to the edges again so I can give you as accurate sizing as possible. It can be tough for me to tell how big a wig can go simply because I'm a petite average, but I like to give it to you based on how it feels on my head. Okay, and then as far as stretch, there is stretch in this. I'm going to guess that this fits like the other two with the same cap construction. Okay, and let's take a look at the style. This looks like a longer bob with a bang here, which is really nice since you don't have that lace front, but you do have a bang. All right, and let's try her on. Yeah, same fit as the other two. I have room. I could definitely take this in. I'm going to say this goes to an average or even a little bit larger. Ugh, adorable. I love this. For you ladies who like bangs, this is a great look. Now, if I wanted to wear a full-on bang, I would have to trim it a little bit. And of course, that depends on the length of your forehead. Again, my forehead is 3 inches. I apologize for all the noise outside. They're mowing the lawn. We'll put the stock photo up here for you so you can compare it to right out of the box what you're getting. And I'll spin. Really pretty. Okay, so let's take a look at Timeless Charm style and what they were going for. Graceful movement meets classic design in this beautifully balanced bob that transitions seamlessly from day to night. You could totally dress her up with some really glamorous earrings and dressing up, or wear her casually. Jeans, tank top, go shopping. They're describing the silhouette as a page boy. I can see that. A soft fringe frames the face, and it's a nice. I think I would leave it like this. I don't think I would cut the bang in for myself. You don't see that you have the hard front here because you have this fringe here, and I really like how I can just wear it off to the side like that. A soft fringe frames the face for a naturally flattering look, refined, feminine, and endlessly wearable. She's also heat friendly, so you could change her style up if you like. So I showed you the hard front there. There's no lace front. And again, you have that same left side part. And you saw how much monofilament you have if you wanted to move it. I would leave it. I think it looks great in this spot that it's in. Let's take a look at the ear tabs. Oh, this would really be... I was looking at the ear tabs and I just noticed how cute would that be put up with just your sides down. I like that a lot. I think I would wear it like that, especially going out during the day. All right, back to looking at the ear tab. Okay, here we go. Hopefully you can see that there. Great coverage. And if I look behind my ear, you definitely have space between the ear and where the cap sits. Very comfortable. Her measurements, her front is 5 inches. So like I said, if I wanted a full-on bang, which would be really cute, I would have to trim her. The crown, 10 inches. The side, 8 inches. The back, 10 inches. And the nape, 5.5 inches. And she weighs just 3.7 ounces, feels very light on my head. Density-wise, she feels lower density. Maybe a little bit of permatease, but not much. Certainly not a poofy permatease. And looking at the color, shaded honey pecan. It's a rich chestnut brown base, blended with warm brown and a golden blonde, all warm colors. And then you have the darker root right there. Really beautiful, warm color. Okay, let's try on the glasses under the ear tabs. No problem. Over the ear tabs. No problem. Okay, let's take this color outside. Okay, shaded honey pecan. Definitely a warm color. You can see that. Your golden blonde, your chestnut brown, your darker roots. All of these are looking great out of the box. I haven't hit any box hair. Just throw on and go, really. Okay, we started with the green box. We're ending with the green box. So I'm thinking this may be a hand-tied cap. This is Decadent Diva in Rusty Auburn. Okay, so you can see this is another hand-tied cap. Okay, and let's look at her cap. She has the extended lace front, ear tab to ear tab, a full mono top, and that is a large mono top there, really nice. You have your hand-tied portion, and if I didn't mention it before, hand-tied caps are great for so many reasons. A few of which are if the wind blows, you're not going to see any wefting, or if you pull your hair up, you won't see any wefting. Also, people find them more comfortable. I love a hand-tied cap, so that's beautiful there. And then you do have some closed wefting in the back near the nape, probably for strength and structure. And you have the silicone ear tabs and extended nape you can take off, but again, I do like the silicone there. And you have those thin Velcro adjusters, and they look like they're adjusted out. Let's look at stretch. Not really any stretch in this cap, so I will let you know how it fits. I'm gonna hazard a guess that it's gonna fit like the first wig, tailored Allure. So let's take a look at this style. Now this color is not a rooted color, rusty auburn. Oh, look at that, beautiful waves, long style. Okay, I'm going to take this off. Okay, there is room. I could definitely take her in. I don't have a lot of extra room in the crown. I'm going to say she goes to an average. Well, she definitely goes to an average. That's her sizing. I don't know how much larger than an average she would go. Okay. Wow. This is glamorous. Look at that. Wow. So pretty. Definitely diva material. Okay. We're going to put the stock photo up for you so you can compare. This is right out of the box. I don't need to do a thing. Okay, let me spin for you and show you the style. So pretty. Wow. And I love this color, this rusty auburn. Gorgeous. Just checking to make sure that my ear tabs are even on both sides. Yeah. And this nice bang here. Oh, so pretty. Okay. Now she is heat friendly. You could change the style up. I would not touch this style. I love it. But you can if you'd like to. So all of these wigs today were heat friendly wigs. All right, let's take a look at what they were going for with this style. Long, wearable glam. I think they hit it out of the park with that. One length, soft waves, and straightened blunt ends, and a sweeping chin length fringe. Now, of course, chin length is dependent. This happens to be my chin length, which is 8 inches. So if you have a shorter face, it may come down a little bit longer. And if you have a longer face, it may come up a little bit higher on your face. But the hand-tied cap is where the true magic happens. Enjoy the illusion of lush, luxurious hair without feeling overwhelmed. And it really does feel light. Lower density, I would say, and I'm not really feeling any permatease, which I wouldn't expect with the hand-tied cap. So pretty. I keep saying that. And this isn't even combed out or anything. This is right out of the box. Now let's take a look at the lace front. Here you go. Very well done there. And this has a mono top, so you can change it up. You can part it on the left, on the right, and of course in the center. Anywhere you want to part it within that monofilament top. Taking a look at the ear tab. Okay, you can see you get good coverage. This here is my hair. It's probably, if it were tighter, it would come right to there. So just a little bit showing. And behind the ear, definitely space above my ear. It's not rubbing on my ears at all. Very comfortable. You could do ponytail. And you have these front pieces, which are nice. So you still have something around your face. You could also do an updo if you wanted to. You could do a half up, half down. And what I like about this for half up, half down is that you do have this piece here. So it makes it really pretty. Let's talk color. Rusty Auburn. Rusty Auburn is a warm highlighted color. It's not rooted, as I said. You can see that there. And it's described as a pale red with warm blonde highlights. So beautiful. Oh, I didn't do the measurements. Sometimes I get so lost in the style I forget what I'm doing. All right, let's do measurements. The front is 9 inches. That's interesting because my face is 8. Oh, it does go further beyond. It was curled before. Yeah, 9 inches. The crown, 17 inches. The sides, 14 inches. The back, 16 inches. The nape, 11 inches. And she weighs 4.8 ounces, so that is really light for this much hair. No wonder she feels so light, and she really does feel light. All right, let's take this color outside. Okay, you saw me in all different spots around the house today trying to avoid lawn mowers, all kinds of stuff. Here we are, Rusty Auburn. Look at this gorgeous color. Oh, love it. Hopefully you can see those golden blonde highlights in there with this pale red. Let me take you around the head. And we'll go through the house. Honestly, I am having a hard time picking a favorite out of these. So many great styles and all out of the box. Can wear them all out of the box. So pretty. Okay, I just walked past my husband and he said, "Wow, you look hot." Gotta love that. He really likes this wig. I do too. I'd love to hear which are your favorites, what you thought of them, what you thought of the colors. You can leave that in the comments below. I love hearing your feedback. And don't forget, most Raquel Welch styles are 35% off right now during our Memorial Day sale at frannieshair.com. So make sure you go check them out. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate it. Remember to make it your own, and I'll see you soon.